It's a new game time. Pokémon Legends Z-A has come out for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. So, as tradition, it's time to light a candle to commemorate the occasion. Here we go. Nice flame to keep the hope going that this Pokémon game is not going to suck. It came out a bit over a week ago and I have put about 20 hours in so far. My impression was, before the game came out, that I was cautiously optimistic. Looking back, Pokémon Legends Arceus was the second best game, in my opinion, on the Switch for the Pokémon series just after Pokémon Let's Go. And I enjoyed this game a lot more than I originally thought when I, got it. It's more action-based. It's you run around the world. People compared it a lot to Monster Hunter. I'm not sure if I agree with that comparison, but it's similar. You have areas, not a complete open world. But overall, Pokémon Legends Arceus was a fantastic entry into the series, in my opinion. Some problems, mainly technical, but now Pokémon Legends Z-A has come out. I got the Nintendo Switch 2 version, of course. For some reason, just at launch, this was discounted to 55 euros, while the original Switch version was the proper price of 59.99. This contains the Nintendo Switch 1 version. So, if you have a Switch 1, if you can get this for cheaper, do it. You can put the card in and it boots up the original Switch version. I really like that they go all in on the new action-adventure battles. Like, they try to show that, it's all in real time with these, kind of, like flip note style of animations here. Not sure how well that worked out. We are going back to Lumia's City of Pokémon X and Y. My second favorite Pokémon generation, I would say. So the last one went back to Pokémon Gen 4. This goes back to Pokémon Gen 6. Lumia's City was always very confusing in the original X and Y games. Like, you just ran in circles and hoped you arrived at the right point. We're having a tea. Pure. Man, I just come back to ripe Pure as my daily drinker. I just love it. It just produces a ton of liquor, even black tea. You can infuse it for, 5-6 times. Ripe Pure, 8 to 10, no problems. Man, Ripe Pure. I recommend it. If you have not had Ripe Pure in your life, you are missing out. Let's put this here. Nice decoration. Is it nice? I don't know. You tell me. Pokémon Legends Z-A, let's get into the game. I want to show you some of the things I have experienced. First of all, when I booted this game up and I played for like half an hour through the original tutorial, I thought, man, this is giving me GameCube vibes. Not only the graphics, which, look, even on the improved textures on the Nintendo Switch 2, this is very GameCube. When on the GameCube you had houses you couldn't go up close to and they just had wallpaper instead of actual, modeled windows and so on. The problem is we can now go all the way up close and see just what the hell is going on in this one. So when I booted this up, and you can't tell me this like round plaza here does not remind you of one of the starting towns in the GameCube games, like Pokémon XD over here, or Pokémon Colosseum. It's in both games, I think. But especially in Pokémon Colosseum. The game just graphically and, from its overall vibes, you can see like the lighting is pretty much non-existent in this one. Even though it has a day-night cycle and everything, it just, technically, it's still a Pokemon game. However, it runs smoothly on the Switch 2, 60 FPS. Like, I've at least not noticed any frame rate dips or anything. The pop-up, because the streets are all windy and you can never see too much in front of you, The pop-up is not nearly as bad as it was in the original Legends or even Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So I'm really enjoying that. I can run through the city, and it's just a bad example. I'm probably at a space where there's tons of pop-up. So here you can see it in the distance. But if you're just running through the city, it's not nearly as noticeable as with other games in this series. So for the first time since probably Pokemon Sword and Shield, we have a Pokemon game that's actually running well. And this one is even 60 frames per second. We haven't had that since Gen 3. Like with Ruby and Sapphire, those were the last 60 FPS games in the series, at least like mainline titles. And as far as I know, Game Freak considers these Legends, I consider them spin-offs. Game Freak seems to consider these mainline games. So when I booted this up, as I said, I started off as cautiously optimistic and I went to pleasantly surprised relatively quickly. I really enjoyed this game. A lot of people are talking badly about it, that they hate the graphics and hate the concept, and you know, you cannot there are no badges and so on. The people are really hating on this game online. I mean, it is a new Pokemon game. It has its problems. It's totally understandable. However, I don't have nearly as many as many problems with it as other people do. What I'm really enjoying is that for the first time, basically since this series started, they tried to do it with Scarlet and Violet, and I think it kind of failed in that one. But you can find Pokemon just in nature, hanging out, like hanging on trees, running through fields and so on. Of course, we have the wild areas. They're not wild areas, I think. Are they called wild zones over here? Where you can catch Pokemon just designated to that area. However, within the city, maybe we can catch one somewhere. Like if you just look through the trees, there are these like Pampur monkeys and so on swinging through the trees. Now, it's still not as good as it could be. They're just like models placed on trees and so on. But if we're hopping across the roofs, we can see birds flying around, different types of bird Pokemon. So I'm really enjoying that. For the first time in forever in the Pokemon series, we have had the chance to see Pokemon in their natural habitat instead of just, you know, placing them in the grass, which even Scarlet and Violet tended to do as well. So I really like that. Also the moves, like HMs and so on, not HMs, yeah, HMs is the name. They're kind of back. Like when you go through the city, you can see roadblocks. These crystals are not part of them. You can collect these for then buy Mega Stones and so on for your Pokemon. Mega Evolution is also back. Oh, it's night, so there's a Ghastly running around. Time to kill it. So when you knock out a Pokemon, you can throw a Pokeball. You can also do it outside of battles. Caught it. Nice. You can do it outside of battles as well, just as in Legends Arceus. However, the running around and not battling is not nearly as prevalent. It's like you throw one ball, if it's not in, you start a battle, you knock it out and throw your Pokeball like this. The gameplay, like the battle system, in Pokémon Legends Arceus, they try to implement action-adventure battles into the system by giving you the option to do like fast moves or slow moves. Of course, fast moves let you move more quickly, but do less damage. And these like heavy moves, they are slower, but do more damage at once. What do you want? I'm going to buy a Mega Stone. Are you going to give me one? Oh, a revive. Well, that's nice too. So they implemented that, and now it's full-on active time battle, like Final Fantasy. You can see when I target a Pokemon, I have my 4 moves on my 4 face buttons. When I press like Brave Bird, and you can see now it's filling up again, and some moves are faster, some moves are slower. And as soon as it's ready again, there are no PP or so on. You can just use the move again. And I really enjoy that. It makes your Pokemon like part of the world, that it's not this disconnected time-based system. What I really hated about Scarlet and Violet is that it brought back the very, let's be honest, clunky and slow turn-based battles. I thought in Pokémon Legends Arceus they did a gigantic step forward in the battle system. It was so much fun. Now this is a step sideways, I think. It is more action-oriented. However, that does not mean that I prefer it over the kind of half turn-based system of the last Legends game. So it's a step sideways. I enjoy it, but of course, it's a different thing. A lot of people are saying, oh, I want the normal turn-based gameplay back. For single-player games, I really prefer this one. I thought the very boring, to be honest, very boring turn-based system was not fun at all in Scarlet and Violet. After, I saw what it could be with Pokémon Legends Arceus. The catching, even though I'm running around catching in this game, is a lot more limited than Pokémon Legends Arceus. In Arceus, the entire gameplay was running around, catching Pokemon, as many as you can, completing that Pokédex. This game goes into another direction. Instead of catching Pokemon all the time, this one is more based on trainer battles. Which, again, reminds me of the GameCube games, Colosseum and XD, because that was trainer battles through and through. There were no wild Pokemon, at least not widespread in that game. We are now, because it's night, taking part in the Z-A Royals. So we have the option to sneak up on enemies. This trainer has a Shuppet, that's a ghost type. So I can sneak up and use a ghost type. It's super effective. So I get the first hit in and probably like insta-kill it in the first move. Yes, here we go. What's very disappointing in these Z-A Royals, at this point I think I'm rank E in the game. Like it goes from Z to A, but you jump through a big part in the middle because it's story related. Every trainer so far has had 2 Pokemon, and most of them were so weak that I one-shot them with one super effective move, as you just saw. That trainer had 2 Pokemon. Oh, that's an ice type, so I need fire. Here we go. Oh, don't look at me. So I sneak up, I do a super effective move, and that thing is dead. Like, I'm very over leveled. Like, I'm not leveling like consciously. Like, I'm not trying to power level my Pokemon. I'm just over leveled for the game. Which is kind of disappointing because in Pokémon Legends Arceus, I really enjoyed the difficulty in that one. Another disappointment with the Z-A Royals in this game, it's actually not very fleshed out. It's more of a story-related thing. Like you progress through the ranks over the course of the story. I thought like that's a fantastic thing, these Z-A Royals, because you have these battles with trainers, you're collecting points. And if you have enough points, you can challenge another trainer and the winner ranks up to the next level. I thought, wow, that's a fantastic system. You may remember when the PS4 came out, these Lord of the Rings Shadow of War or something? Shadow of Mordor was the first one. They had the Nemesis system. Like, if you killed an enemy, they would like come back with a vengeance. But if they killed you, they would level up and get stronger. I thought that would be a fantastic idea for this game. Like, if you lose that battle, make them hard. If you lose that battle, they come back harder, you know? Or at least, have people challenge you. You know, coming up in the middle here, and he says, yeah, hey man, I need to beat you. I brought my best team, 6 Pokemon, let's fucking go. But no, that's not the case. It's just you run around doing trainer battles, and if you have enough points and the story allows it, you can rank up to the next level. There's always some story progress that you have to do in order to rank up. So it's 100% story based. I think that's a real disappointment. I don't like that. And what I would like to do is, have it fleshed out instead of just having it being scenery for the story. Give me like the experience of ranking up, like coming to the top. And also, as far as I know, I've not played online. Online is simply battles. I thought that would be fantastic, having these Z to A ranks, but with online players where you have to beat them. I don't think that's the case. So it may be. I don't have Nintendo Online to try it out. So I don't know. But if that's the case or not, please tell me in the comments. Or maybe that unlocks later on. I'm not sure. I've not heard anything about it so far. I've tried to avoid spoilers. I don't know, what feels like halfway through the game. I'm around 20 hours in. Let's check my save. 22 hours, 49 minutes. And yeah, that's how far I am at the moment and trying to avoid spoilers as well. So the whole tournament thing, I wish they had fleshed it out more. I wish they had implemented into the online, which as far as I know, they didn't. Something that I found shocking, if you want to fight a Pokemon, so let's see, it's dawning. So there's a day-night cycle, it's not based on the real world. During the day, you can do side missions, do whatever you want. During the night, the battles start. One area in the city is designated to a battle. Like to a battle area, and there you run around doing trainer battles. For some reason, the shops don't close at night. I thought that would be kind of like a Animal Crossing thing to do, but no, it's not. So if I want to battle this Magikarp, I have to press the, what is it, ZL button to lock on. And I have to throw out my Pokemon. And if I want to choose a move, I have to keep the ZL button pressed. I'm letting go. I'm not targeting it anymore. And I cannot choose a move. I thought, that's weird. I would like it to be a toggle. When I press ZL, it's targeting. If I press again, it detargets. Is that a word? So I thought, hey, no problem. There must be some options somewhere. So I thought, okay, somewhere option. Help and settings, press L. All right. Oh yeah, game controls. Let's check that out. Like, this is not a game controls menu, Game Freak. Game controls are not there to show you what the controls are. It's there for you to adjust the controls. Like, what the fuck, Game Freak? Like this, why do you have a menu for game controls if you cannot change any of them? Yes, you can change them in the Nintendo Switch menu, but that's very clunky, and it does it for like every game, I think. Can you do profiles now? But I want the ZL button to be a toggle, not a hold down thing. Game Freak, what is this? This is not a game controls menu. Okay, let's calm down. Like, this got me mad when I found this out. Like, that they put this stupid menu in the end, but they don't let you change anything. Like, anything. What? It just shows you that Game Freak, like, they're so behind. They're making progress. This game is so much better technically than Scarlet and Violet. I'm really enjoying, like, this is a small world. I'm enjoying the smaller, compact world instead of the big empty fields of Scarlet and Violet. So I have no problem with that. But man, like, they are so lucky that the base concept of Pokemon is fun. Collecting, battling these monsters, that's fun enough for people to enjoy these games. But Game Freak needs to step it up when it comes to controls options. Like, welcome to 2005. When I could change controls in my games. They need to step it up. This is pathetic, graphically. This is pathetic for a game in 2025, almost 2026, on the next generation of Nintendo consoles. It runs smoothly. Like, compared to the mess of Scarlet and Violet, I'm enjoying this a lot more technically. However, just because the last one was so unbelievably horrible, it makes me feel like this is so much better, but no, it isn't. Let's look at it objectively. Like, this isn't better. But it is, just because the last one was so shit, the expectations for me were so low, but I'm still enjoying the stupid monster collecting thing. So, here we are, Pokémon Legends Z-A. I'm enjoying the game because it's Pokémon. I got it for cheaper, like this is a Nintendo Switch 2 game that I got to enjoy for way cheaper than Nintendo wants you to buy the game for, even though, with Pokemon, they always try to, suck people into buying the new console. I already had it. I'm enjoying being back in Lumia's city. I'm enjoying being back in the X and Y world. Kalos is my favorite region, I think, in the series. Following Pokemon is nice. The battle system is nice. I like the trainer battles. I like the catching Pokemon in the wild who are actually like flying around in the city. Loving, loving, loving it. They need to step it up. We got the leaks. We know they invest no money into these games. They need to step it up. And the new Pokemon, the next generation, I really hope they learn their lesson because, man, they cannot afford another failure, I think. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.